Parents, let's talk about milestones, especially movement milestones. Now, as parents, we get wrapped up in the celebration of the first time your baby or child rolls over or that first step that they ever take. You also look at the growth and development charts and plan out when and how your child will reach every single milestone in the right order at the perfect time, right at the beginning of that range that you see. But what if it's going slow? What if it's not as coordinated as you expected? What if your child or baby is struggling to reach even that first milestone of rolling over? Or they're struggling to master the movements like crawling, walking, running, all in an easy way. Just like building a house, the nervous system has to start with the foundational movements first before they move on to anything else. And movement is not only an exercise for the body, but it's also an exercise for the brain. This video is for parents who are nervous about their child's gross motor developmental milestones. Maybe they're toe walking, maybe they're not hitting or skipping some milestones, maybe they're falling a lot, or maybe they have been told that their child has low motor tone or low muscle tone. We are going to be talking about the 3 steps in the motor sequence that helps babies stay on track or to get babies back on track if they are delayed. I'm Dr. Nicole, a pediatric chiropractor, and I understand that as parents, it can be easy to get tied to those growth and percentile charts in the pediatrician's office. As parents, you want to do everything you can to make sure that your child's not only above average in a lot or all of those things, but you're excited when they're hitting those things early. As exciting as it is to track all of those things, height and weight rarely correlate to actual motor milestone development and progress. In fact, most bigger kids, or scoring higher on the weight chart, take longer to move. And these charts can be very confusing for parents if the development isn't going as planned or according to the chart. The truth is that the sequence matters more than the timing or the percentiles. Before we hop into breaking down the 3-step sequence, let's talk about first of why kids or babies miss motor milestones in the first place. There are actually 2 components to what causes missed milestones. The first component being altered tone and tension, and that could mean too much or too little tone. And the second component is incoordination and imbalance. Now, at first glance, these 2 components may appear separate issues, but when we really sit down and think about what informs the tone and tension, how coordination and balance actually come to be in the neuromuscular system, it's all about that thing, that master control system that we're always talking about, the nervous system, the brain and the nervous system. In order for a baby to create the proper neuromuscular tone and also stay coordinated and balanced with everything else that they have to do, the body has to be able to talk to the brain, and the brain has to be able to talk to the body. Now, when we combine these 2 components right here, we can actually give it a name, the altered tone and tension and that incoordination and imbalance. And that name is subluxation, or that word is subluxation. If you haven't watched our What is Subluxation video before this video, I invite you, after you watch this video, to go ahead and watch that. We're going to give a brief explanation of what subluxation is in this video, but we really dive into the details in that other video. So simply put, subluxation is stress stuck in the nervous system, which creates stress stuck in the neuromuscular system, and that communication that we need for proper tone, proper balance, and coordination, it gets messed up. And when we zoom back out from those growth charts, those percentiles, and all of those things that we get bombarded with as parents, and look at, the big picture, we see that subluxation really affects both the neuromuscular and neurospinal system. Everything to do with this first and second component. And when subluxation sets up shop early, that's when we start seeing issues like challenges with feeding, nursing, pooping, sleeping, all of those 3 basic fundamental foundational milestones that no one's talking about. If you didn't watch our video on those 3 things, eat, sleep, poop, please watch that video after this one, because that is definitely something that builds, or that this video builds on top of. So with that, let's go straight into the 3-step sequence that helps kids stay on track or get back on track to master the end goal of walking and running in a smooth and coordinated way. Step 1 is don't focus on movement and strength in the beginning for your baby. So movement and strength. And really, the fact is, in between birth and the first 3 to 4 months, they shouldn't be strong in their legs. They shouldn't be able to roll over. These first months are all about mastering what I talked about before, the 3 foundational milestones of eating, sleeping, and pooping. And then the big movements come after that. And now step 2 in our sequence is good tummy time. Now, tummy time can start as early as right after birth on mom or dad's chest or belly. And head and neck control are really the most important building blocks for creating a comfortable time working on tummy time. They don't need to work on strength early on, but what we do want is we want them to be comfortable or learn to be comfortable on their bellies in that position, because it really builds a foundation for when they do start working on strength, that they are able to build on that foundation of being comfortable. And our third and final step in this 3-step sequence is really prioritizing crawling before walking and avoiding using those walkers or those standers, all those toys that babies are so cute when they're so little and the mom or dad or grandma or grandpa or anybody like that puts them in it, but doing that too early can actually be a detriment or hold them back from creating this proper sequence. If a baby starts to walk too early, it could lead to things like toe walking, more incoordination, and even sensory and behavioral struggles. If your baby is taking a little extra time from going from crawling to walking, put your mind at ease. This is actually better for them neurologically in the long run. And we have a bonus step for you. If you've been concerned about your child's crawling, walking, or even you've been told that they have low motor tone or low tone, seek out a pediatric chiropractor. Because what we do is measure and assess tone challenges. And oftentimes muscle or motor tone challenges happen as early or around the time of the birth or delivery process, because that's when stress can affect the neuromotor tone. Plus, babies do often have the appropriate amount of overall tone. It's just that, and even if they are diagnosed with low tone, it's just that they are holding it in all the wrong places, in their neck and their shoulders, instead of their legs and their extremities. So pediatric chiropractors help balance this out. If you're concerned about your child's gross motor skill development or want to talk more about what your child's struggling with motor or movement-wise, feel free to give us a call or schedule a free 5-minute phone consultation with one of our docs. And if you have any comments or questions, please comment below or send us a direct message. We'd love to answer those for you. Finally, if you know another parent whose little one is struggling with those motor or movement patterns, please share this video with them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.